Oh my god, it's Sasquatch! Come back here! Come back here, fool! Grab! Oh, what the fuck? Why didn't I shoot him? In the leg. Damn! That's good. Okay.
That's what I've been after.
Ish. Alright. There's one of them. I'm gonna see how long it takes me to do this. It won't be long.
Let's go.
Bobcats, run! Cougar, run!
Come on.
Alright, I'm already in the next area, that's good. Alright, if I were a Sasquatch, where would I be? There goes that mysterious music again. There he is! Ah, Sasquatch! Boom! Ah, shit. You dead?
Yeah.
You dead?
Let's go. Come on.
Let's do this. There he is. Whoa, whoa. Oh, shit. No! War! No, man. Ah, damn it. Shit. Ow. Damn it. Alright. Come on, horsey. Come on, give me a new one. Ah, damn it. Gonna have to go run for the whole entire way then. Oh, what's this? Oh, I need that. Give me that. And there we go. Yes. For West Dickon. I have to search the whole area by myself. You know he's down there. Yeah, I always gotta check everywhere. No. Oh shit, zombies! Come on, horse! Yes, finally! It's gonna be a zombie horse, isn't it? Yep. It looks like a war. But it isn't. Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows where big Sasquatch might be this time?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, that means he's nearby. Yeah! Does it keep going up the mountain every time? 2 more Sasquatches. Nah. Damn it. Uh-oh. Tonic!
Shoot me, human. Shoot me. Oh, I will, you foul creature of the night. You'll be granting me peace. Why's that? Keep you from eating more babies? What in the name of all the traits are you talking about, human? You eat babies. You have to survive. Everyone knows that. Ain't your fault. We eat berries and mushrooms, you fool. But we did. Now none of us are left. Some maniac's been murdering us. The last of my kind. We've lived in these hills 1,000 years. You eat babies. If you say so, human. My family is gone. My kind is gone. Human. Anymore. Make it stop.
What the hell? Come on. Ah. Die, damn it. Sorry, shit. Now stay dead. Well, that's the end of this video. Bye, YouTube.